working in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. 2 children were among several people hurt in a crash overnight in South Bakersfield, and the driver is suspected of being under the influence. The crash happened just after 8 last night on DeGiorgio Road, west of Cottonwood Road. The CHP says 27-year-old Eduardo Luis Blanco had 3 children in his truck when he swerved into oncoming traffic and hit a car head-on. A 9-month-old baby girl in the car he hit suffered major injuries, including bleeding on the brain. The man and woman in that car also suffered broken bones. Blanco suffered major injuries as well, and the 3-year-old in his truck has a broken leg. The 2 other children in his truck had minor injuries. The 3-year-old and the baby were both airlifted to Valley Children's Hospital. In 2014, Blanco pled no contest to DUI. The crash is still under investigation. A routine traffic stop in Riverside turned into a wild shootout when police say the driver pulled out a rifle and started firing. A highway patrol officer was killed and 2 other officers were injured in the shooting. The driver was also shot to death. NBC's Steve Patterson has the story. We want to warn you what you're about to see is graphic and could be unsettling.
Police under siege. California Highway Patrol officers taking heavy fire, sprinting for cover, locked in a life-and-death gun battle that erupted in the middle of rush hour traffic. In the chaos, 2 officers were wounded, another critically shot, and later died. Overnight, California's governor identifying him as California Highway Patrol Officer Andre Moy. Members of the downed officer's family emotional.
I've been knowing him since he was a baby. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Police say the suspect was shot and killed in the exchange. His father identifying the gunman as 49-year-old Aaron Luther.
And I expect that within the next few days we will have a very clear picture of who that suspect was and what motivated him.
It started as a routine traffic stop when authorities say the suspect grabbed a rifle and ambushed the officers.
We're told those 2 wounded officers suffered minor injuries along with 2 civilians who were also caught in the crossfire. Thankfully, all of them are expected to recover. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Congressman Kevin McCarthy is an ocean away, leading a group of House members on an official trip throughout Israel. 17th Eitan Wallace has been tracking the congressman as he travels across the Holy Land, and he spoke this morning with McCarthy about what he hopes to accomplish during the trip. Eitan?
Well, McCarthy said that he is in Israel to show America's support for the Middle Eastern nation, but he added the trip also will benefit the Valley. He is there with a bipartisan delegation of more than 70 House Republicans and Democrats, a delegation that includes House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Democrat, obviously. On Instagram, McCarthy said it was important to show both parties stand with Israel. Thus far, the delegation visited holy and religious sites, including the Church of Nativity in Bethlehem, Masada in Israel's southern desert, and the Western Wall this morning in Jerusalem. The trip also is important strategically, with the group checking out the Iron Dome defense system. That is the American-funded technology that shoots down incoming rockets. McCarthy also met with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and he thanked him for being a gracious host in Jerusalem. Now, on social media, some people said the congressman should be here in the district instead of Israel. So a few hours ago, I spoke with McCarthy on the phone to get his response to that, and he says the trip will benefit the 23rd Congressional District.
They have great growth in agriculture. They started early in the drip irrigation. We know the value of water in California and the cost of it. So there are things like this that we will be looking at to help our own constituents as they go. And then when you look at from Edwards to China Lake and the others, the security for our men and women in uniform and the technologies that they use. We've sat with many of the experts here in Israel in the military, the shared technology that we use for our tanks, for our missiles and others. It is a bond that goes beyond any relationship that we have with almost any ally.
Now, I also spoke with the congressman about his meeting today with the Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority. After the meeting, McCarthy told me he remains hopeful for a future of peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. We will have more at 5. In the newsroom, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.
All right, thanks, Kevin. All right, thank you, Aton. Sending it over to Kevin now for a look at your forecast.
We look kind of alike. He looks a lot younger than I do. 92 degrees, and we've got sunny skies out there right now. Beautiful start to an afternoon. Again, just a little bit warmer as we go throughout the next several days here. Holding on to that 92 with a light wind out there out of the west-northwest at 9. As we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast, we are expected to hit 100 degrees this afternoon before we slip back into the 80s by 10, and then into the mountains. 90 right now in Tehachapi with an east-southeast wind at 9. As we take a look at the day here, we will be in the upper 80s and lower 90s, and then slipping back into the upper 60s by 10. The warm-up continues. We'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes. Maddie?
All right, thanks, Kevin. An unintentional fountain popped up in downtown Bakersfield when someone accidentally hit a fire hydrant. It happened on 21st and K Streets. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and the hydrant was capped off after about an hour. PG&E is looking to raise rates, but you have a chance to weigh in before that happens. The utility wants to raise rates to take precautionary measures to reduce wildfire risk, but it has to get approval from the State Public Utilities Commission first. The CPUC says the hike would be 6.4%. That comes out to about $10.57 per month for a typical residential PG&E customer. So the Public Utilities Commission is holding 2 public forums for PG&E customers. First happening in just about 45 minutes at 1 o'clock this afternoon, followed by another at 6 at the Public Services Building on M Street in downtown Bakersfield. If you can't make it to either forum, you can submit written comments to the CPUC Public Advisor via email or letter. We posted details on how to do that on our website, kget.com. Students and families came out this morning for some last-minute back-to-school preparations. Local child advocacy groups and the Department of Child Support Services teamed up for the event at the David Nelson Pocket Park in East Bakersfield. Students were treated to backpacks and haircuts, while parents in need could take advantage of free food baskets and hygiene kits. The event helps kids prepare for a successful school year.
I like learning. I'm a straight A student, so.
What's your favorite subject?
Math or science.
And good luck to her for the first day of school tomorrow. The event wrapped up about 7 minutes ago. By the way, if your children still need to get their vaccinations up to date, we've posted a list of clinics and other resources on our website, kget.com. Just click on the hot link icon. It's a major concern for anyone who uses an ATM to get cash. Still ahead, we'll take a look at overseas training camps to hack them and what federal agents are doing to try and fight them. And it's no secret, apples are good for you. Now, research suggests they also may help you live longer. Those details next in your 17 Health Watch. Back this afternoon in your 17 Health Watch. You've heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but a new study suggests it may also help you live longer. Australian researchers followed over 53,000 Danes for 23 years while studying their dietary habits. Those who regularly consumed flavonoid-rich foods such as apples were less likely to die from heart disease or cancer. And the protective effect of these foods appeared to be strongest for those at high risk of chronic diseases due to smoking or heavy drinking. The experts say 1 apple, a cup of tea, 3.5 ounces of broccoli or blueberries would do the trick. Meantime, a new study suggests obesity is a major risk factor for early death among Hispanics. These findings contradict past research showing that being overweight was not linked to mortality in Hispanic populations. For the study, researchers from the Mexican Health Ministry followed more than 115,000 adults for up to 14 years. They found obesity, especially around the waist, substantially increased the risk of early death. One Texas woman credits her time at a heart failure clinic for helping her live with the condition, which affects more than 5 million adults in the United States. Bianca Castro reports.
Very scary, especially when you can't even talk, can't even get your words out. You're just like this, and you couldn't breathe.
That's how Carolyn Jones describes how she felt during the heart attack that put her in the hospital. Her grandchildren stayed by her bedside as she recovered from a bypass surgery, but the damage had been done. Carolyn now has congestive heart failure.
I didn't know really what that consists of, so I just said, oh, okay.
It is important to get them on a medical regimen that will help the heart failure, and sometimes people will recover completely with adequate therapy.
And to get that adequate therapy, Carolyn joined the new heart failure clinic inside Medical City Plano. Carolyn's family made sure she went to her appointments at the outpatient clinic, where staff made sure she was taking her medications and getting exercise.
Rather than going to the doctor's office, having to go to someplace to get an x-ray, go to someplace to get the lab work, it can all be done at one place. It makes it much easier and much quicker to evaluate the patients.
After a few months, Carolyn's symptoms dramatically improved, and now she's on track to live a normal life.
I want to be here for my grandbabies, because, that's my heart, that's my life.
Symptoms of congestive heart failure include shortness of breath, fatigue, swollen legs, and rapid heartbeat. In younger people, doctors said heart failure can look like the flu and is often misdiagnosed. Well, are you looking to expand your family? You can join us this weekend as we look to clear the shelters. Each year, NBC stations nationwide team up with animal shelters for a massive adoption event. More than 250,000 pets have found homes thanks to Clear the Shelters. This year, we're working with the Bakersfield Animal Care Center to help dogs and cats find their forever homes. It's happening this Saturday at the shelter on South Mount Vernon Avenue. The event runs from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can find more information about Clear the Shelters on our website, kget.com. All right, taking a look outside. It's a little toasty out there, Kev.
Yeah, word of advice, get there earlier than later. It does get pretty busy on that day, but we're looking forward to it. Outside, we've got clear skies. Downtown Bakersfield, 92 degrees on the temperature right now. Still that light wind out of the west-northwest at 9. Overnight, we were at 71, slightly above the normal of 69. Normal high today is 96. We'll be slightly above that, and far from the record of 114 set back in 1933. 748 will be your sunset tonight. We're at 91 in Delano, 89 in Buttonwillow, Taft at 92, 80s and 90s into the mountains, 83 in Frazier Park. We've got 94 at Lake Isabella, almost at 100 for Ridgecrest, and that'll be the warm spot as we progress into the afternoon. We've got 73 in the Bay Area, 90 in Fresno, upper 60s for the LA area, and then down to San Diego, 74. We're right near 100 for Vegas and Phoenix, already at 104 degrees. Clear skies for the interior part of the state. No changes on that front throughout the next 7 days. And along the coastal areas, a few high clouds will remain. But that will be about it. We're looking at 100 in Sacramento today. Fresno should be right near 102. We're looking at 70s and 80s south. Vegas hot at 106 with Phoenix at 108, so you can kind of see where that heat is. As we take a look at the beaches today, 71 out in Pismo. UV index still high. Water temperature right around 57 and a wave height at about 2 to 3 feet. Here's what's going on. We've got high pressure that's going to continue to build on in here the next several days. That will give us the clear skies, but it's also going to bring our temperatures up. It will be short-lived. It's kind of a short little heat wave because by the weekend we'll start to see those temperatures come down again as a trough develops out of the north. So it looks like Thursday, Friday, the warmest days for us, and that's why we have the excessive heat watch in place for those days. So if you have to work outdoors in the heat, those are going to be your 2 really hot days. In national weather, not a lot happening right now. The focus will be off to the east as we go throughout the day into the Carolinas. Pretty good risk of thunderstorm development throughout the afternoon and evening. Temperature-wise around the nation, a warm day in Seattle, 84 there, and then 92 in Salt Lake, 88 in Denver. Chicago today at 82, and then up into the northeast, we're looking at 70s and 80s. Washington, D.C., looking at 82 this afternoon. Here's your forecast in terms of the air quality. Unhealthy for sensitive groups, your AQI at 105, and today we will be right near 100 for Bakersfield and most valley locations. 98 in Maricopa, 101 in Shafter for the mountains in the Kern River Valley. We're looking at 80s and 90s, 89 in Frazier Park, Bear Valley at 85. And then for the Kern River Valley, 97, Lake Isabella, Kernville, 99. And then for the desert, Ridgecrest, as mentioned, the hot spot, 105 there today. 100 in Mojave with a southwest wind, 10 to 20. Here's your extended forecast. Tomorrow, 103, 105 Thursday and Friday, and then back into the 90s by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's why I call it a short heat wave. Only 4 days where we'll see the triple digits. Mountain forecast, lots of sunshine, a little bit on the breezy side Friday and Saturday. But again, a little warm up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into the 90s, back into the 80s for your weekend. And then for the Kern River Valley, triple digits Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A little breezy as we round out the work week heading to the weekend, but by Saturday we go from 100 to 93. So pretty good cool down.
That's going to feel a lot better.
Going to feel a lot better than that. 100 on Friday, and for us 105 Thursday, Friday.
Just got to get through the next few days and make sure your kids are hydrated at school, and if there's any sports or anything like that.
Yep, make sure they're ready for the heat.
Thanks, Kev.
Yep.
Are you feeling the pinch in your purse? Still ahead, plenty of prices are going up. We'll run down a few of the things you're shelling out more money for next in your 17 Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
We're back now on your 17 Business Watch and checking stocks. The Dow jumped up as much as 400 points at one point today, led by Apple as U.S. delays China tariffs on cell phones and clothing. The Dow right now up about 386 points. The Nasdaq up 151 and the S&P 500 up 44. Let's check oil prices while we're at it. West Texas Intermediate selling for $57.05 a barrel this afternoon. Midway Sunset started the day at $58.43 a barrel. U.S. consumer prices rose in July amid widespread cost increases. According to the Labor Department, more expensive gas, healthcare costs, and housing pushed the consumer price index to 1.8% last month, up from 1.6% in June. Gas prices jumped in July, though they are back down currently due to declining oil prices. Clothing prices increased 0.4%. Used car and truck prices moved up 0.9%, and prescription drug prices rose 0.4%. Airline fares also jumped, as well as hotel accommodations. Food prices remain mostly unchanged in July. However, fruit and vegetable costs ticked up. Experts say the increases suggest that inflation is picking up slightly. Olive Garden's never-ending pasta pass is back for a 6th straight year. That means you have the chance to get 9 weeks of unlimited pasta, along with unlimited soup or salad and breadsticks for $100. For the first time ever, there's a new upgrade. 50 lucky people will have a chance to win a lifetime pasta pass if they decide to opt in at a cost of $500. The winners will get all the perks of the regular pasta pass just forever. The pasta passes go on sale Thursday, August 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern for 30 minutes or until they're sold out. Olive Garden suggests you enter online and enter early, as the passes have sold out in seconds in years past. Did you know there are overseas training camps for ATM hacking? The Secret Service are working on the latest threats, and the problem's getting worse. CNBC's Andrea Day explores how big this scam has become and how it could impact your bottom line.
It's brazen. It's in broad daylight in front of hundreds of people.
The images obtained from the Secret Service. And according to the agency, the guys you see in uniform are criminals grabbing loads of cash.
We know for a fact that ATM crime and fraud does cost the banking industry and financial services industry billions of dollars per year.
According to the Secret Service, recent attacks like this one cost banks more than $3.5 million in just a few months. But they're just the beginning of a new wave heating up overseas.
It's just a matter of time.
Greg Naranjo is the assistant to special agent in charge. He says the Secret Service has been investigating training camps located outside of the United States, with kingpins organizing new recruits.
Some training facilities are in South and Central America.
Are you saying they're bringing in their foot soldiers into these schools, training them, and then letting them loose into the United States?
Yes.
We went to Toronto, Canada, to meet with IBM's special unit, X-Force Red.
We're in the business of attacking ATMs because our mission, hacking anything to secure everything.
Charles Henderson heads up X-Force Red. The banks, he says, are so overwhelmed by attacks, they're quietly coming to X-Force for help.
We're now sitting at a 500% increase since last year in testing demand.
Does the hacker mastermind have to even leave his computer or touch this machine to make it work?
No. The criminal can sit at home, send a street thug out to collect the money for them.
We intercept the traffic, the response from the bank, and change the deny to an approval.
Henderson plays the foot soldier.
The street thug that the hacker mastermind sends out could conceivably sit here and just collect money after money until the ATM is empty.
Henderson says the banks aren't the only ones losing out here. Some of those annoying ATM fees are made to offset fraud. So when you pay it, you're really paying for insecure ATMs. Still ahead, It's So Good they cranked out a sequel. We're back with a look at The Secret Life of Pets 2 that you can now snag on DVD and Blu-ray. Entertainment news now. It's a movie category that makes millions every year. There are franchises, sequels, and spin-offs, and kids love them. We're not talking about superhero movies, talking animal films. As fans prepare for the second Angry Birds release at the end of the week, they can whet their appetites with Secret Life of Pets 2. Here's Raphael Seth with this week's Video View.
I think the change in Max is that he's able to let go a little better. I'm not so nervous around the farm or you or...
The Secret Life of Pets.
I'm in a car! Us too! My therapist says I need it. It's a medical device. These doctors. Yeah.
Welcome back. Finally at noon, tango dancers from around the world showed off their skills in Buenos Aires as part of the World Tango Festival Championship held annually in Argentina.
I just love watching this video. I love dance, and tango is so much fun to watch.
I'm not coordinated enough for that.
Oh, come on. I bet you can do it.
Her poor toes. I would be stepping on them left and right.
For the Salon Tango qualifiers, couples swirled and swiveled together on the dance floor while under the discerning eyes of a panel of judges. Buenos Aires, the global tango hotspot, is reportedly the birthplace of the nostalgic and impassioned dance. According to Argentines, the dance originated in the city's working-class ports in the turn of the 19th century. Buenos Aires Tango Festival wraps on the 21st of August and features films, talks, and competitions inspired by the famous dance. And Alex, went and visited Buenos Aires and said it was just so much fun to watch the tango and the dances that would pop up in restaurants and bars or something, or clubs after hours.
We'll have to ask him if he tried the tango.
I think he was more of a spectator. He says no.
No, Alex is back there working. He said, not tried the tango.
He watched. For my birthday last year, that was my gift from my husband.
You learned how to tango?
We took a class. So, I wouldn't say we learned, but we learned a dance. It was so much fun. I love dancing. You know me. I'm a weirdo, but I love it so much. It was totally out of his comfort zone, though, and we don't remember anything from it, unfortunately.
We could tango out of here, but you
ready?
No, you don't have your mic.
Right. Otherwise, we'd be all over it, right?
She'd be teaching me the tango. Taking you outside. It is the lunchtime commute. 12:30. We're looking for a high today of 100. Tomorrow, 103. For the first day of school. And then we peak Thursday, Friday right near 105. The good news is short-lived. We're back into the 90s as we head into the weekend where those mid-90s will return. And you can see for the mountains into the 90s starting tomorrow through Friday, and then a little cooler for the weekend.
All right. Thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. We'll see you back tonight at 5 and 6. Have a great day.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.